welcome to the Guidewire Claims How New Features Improve Accuracy, Efficiency, and Customer Satisfaction. We hope you're having great connections and you're in store for some really cool things during this session. And speaking of really cool things, that's why we show this slide here, right? So again, we're going to be talking about some really cool features as we talk about the future in this session. But so as a reminder, any future-looking features or functionalities that may come up for discussion during this session are covered under our Safe Harbor statement. My name is Harman Bola, and I'm honored to serve as the Senior Product Marketing Manager for Claims here at Guidewire. My journey with Guidewire spans over about 5 years, and I can honestly say it's been a truly humbling experience. I've come to really appreciate the profound impact that the P&C industry has on people's lives and helping them really gain a sense of normalcy. I've made it a mission of mine here at Guidewire to understand the intricate workings of our customers and the broader industry. So I'm continuously engaged with our customers, many of you here, engaged with our product team who's here as well as industry analysts to really hone in on understanding what makes our customers tick as well what's happening in the industry. So I'm excited to share some of those insights with you today. But before I do that, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Connie to introduce herself.
Hi everybody, I'm Connie Wu. I'm a Principal Product Manager on the Claims team at Guidewire. I've been here for 6 years, and for the last 3, I've focused on claims, specifically digital intake F&OL. So my background prior to Guidewire was in consumer web experiences, so I'm really fortunate to be able to bring a customer-focused approach to digital claims. Show of hands, who here is familiar with Marie Kondo? Anybody? Okay, so she's an organizational expert. And when she walks into a customer's home, the first thing she says when she assesses the mess of things in front of her is she says, "I love the mess." So I actually love problems. So I love talking to all of you about your problems so that we can break them down and we can solve them. So I'm going to hand it back to Harman to get started. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Connie. So during this session, we'll briefly dive into industry trends that are reshaping the landscape of claims. We'll go over our claims product investment areas and explore how we're actually delivering and have delivered on those strategies in the Garmisch and Huckabee releases. And then I'll hand it back over to Connie, where we'll be provided with the exciting preview of what's coming up on the horizon with our Inbrook release. We'll showcase some of those things in a demo, and then we actually have our broader claims team here to address any of your questions that you may have. So before I actually dive into the content, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge something you've probably seen or heard a lot at Connections already, the incredible power of community. The Guidewire community is more than just what we represent. It's at the core of our identity. This is most evident with you, our ClaimCenter customer community, which holds a special place in the heart of Guidewire and also as its first product. Over the past 2 decades, ClaimCenter has grown to become the industry's most trusted claims management system, with over 280 customers spanning across 40 countries. This achievement is not something we take lightly. It's really a true testament to the trust and faith that you folks have put into us. The stories, the challenges, the triumphs that you, our valued customers, face are not just anecdotes. They're really a compass that kind of guides us. And your experiences not only help us shape our product vision, but also our vision and strategy for the entire industry. But this community really expands even beyond just our claims areas. It's also a diverse network of partners, as exemplified by our Guidewire Marketplace of 190 technology partners. I think it's a little more than that, but it's 190. Together, we're bridging gaps and pioneering innovative solutions for this critical industry. At Guidewire, you're not just a customer. You're an integral part of a thriving community collectively steering the course of the P&C industry. So we're deeply humbled by this responsibility and excited to continue to shape the future of claims and the P&C industry with you. So let's start by exploring some of the things that are transforming the traditional claims process. As I mentioned earlier, I've been involved heavily with our customers and industry analysts to hone in on what makes insurers tick and to understand what's happening in our industry. Now, our reality is that our industry is going through a major inflection point with changes in customer expectations and shifting market demands. Nowhere is this more apparent than, obviously in our area, claims, which really stands at that critical crossroad within a customer's journey. Your customers today are looking for empathy and compassion. Not only that, but they also want quicker claim settlements, clear communication, and complete visibility into claims. Today's customers want fast service. 90% of customers say that an immediate response is essential when it comes to having a customer service request. And they want personalized experiences. Customers are 70% more likely to purchase exclusively from brands that understand them and their needs. And your customers want information at their fingertips. 75% of customers say they would like to be able to track their claims more efficiently through web and app. At the same time that all these customer changes are happening, claims organizations, us, are seeking to increase efficiency, lower claims expenses, the typical buzzwords, right? Increase claims accuracy. However, internal and external forces are presenting major challenges. You think about the global inflation rate, it's actually expected to hit 6% by the end of this year, impacting various aspects of claims, from repair costs to asset and liability valuations, and it really significantly influences the financial dynamics of claims processing. And then you have AI, which is really sets a promise to revolutionize our industry. Imagine claims that are processed faster, more accurate, more personalized, and more efficient. This transformative technology isn't just set to change the way we work, but to really transform it in ways we've never even expected before. And then on top of this, the P&C industry, which I think most of you folks have, I've heard a lot about this, which is that there is going to be a talent shortage. Approximately 50% of the current workforce is expected to retire in the next 15 years. Now think about this impending mass exodus of experienced professionals really leaves the industry teetering on a precipice of a knowledge and expertise void. What really compounds this concern even more is that only 37%, that's a stat I don't have on here, 37% of Gen Z students express an interest in a career in insurance. Only 37%. So it really leaves a big gap for our industry. And then even with the folks you can keep, their roles are changing as well. This is a recent Gartner study that explored the changing role of the insurance adjuster. Today, claims professionals spend approximately 60% of their time on administration and data input, taking away from critical engagement with customers and partners. Now, the outlook for the future is that the claims handler will spend 50% of their time leveraging empathy, decision intelligence, and personalized customer engagement. They will have new opportunities to collaborate with partners to automate decisions and actions. New technology advancements would drastically reduce the time spent on administrative tasks, such as the data input. Augmented data, powered by artificial intelligence, will be an integral part of a claims handler's daily operations, making their jobs more efficient. Now, despite all these changes and challenges that I've outlined, we see a major opportunity for innovation and growth. So to help you innovate and grow, we're working to deliver the future of claims. While many of you may already be familiar with our core investment areas, I'd like to take a moment to reiterate our commitment to these critical pillars. We're working to combine our market-leading claims system with the technologies that are transforming and changing claims management. We're focused on 4 primary areas. This includes experiences, automation, intelligence, and ecosystem. First, let's talk about experiences. Our goal is to create digital-first, customer-focused experiences. But we're not only looking at experiences from the standpoint of the customer, but also other key players involved in the claims process. This includes your adjusters and service providers. So our aim really with experiences is to deliver more fluid experiences for all stakeholders. We're empowering automation to allow you to automate the simplest to the most complex claims processes. You probably saw this on the main stage with the Autopilot and Autopilot Workflow Service. So by streamlining and automating tasks, we aim to really make claims processes more efficient and reduce manual work. We're delivering and driving smarter and more intelligent claims decisions with predictive analytics and insights. And we're empowering a claims ecosystem with simplified integrations that'll enhance the entire claims process. This is powered by the largest partner ecosystem in the P&C industry. So we're delivering this innovation with our cloud releases, enabling faster product innovations over the past 3 years. We began in 2020 with 2 releases a year, and as this was also mentioned on the main stage, we're increasing that frequency in 2020 with 3 releases a year. So this is ultimately increasing the speed and delivery of product innovation to you, our customers. And over the past few years, we've introduced a host of features and enhancements to ClaimCenter. In this section, I'd like to dive in just a brief highlight of the major things that we've done in the last 2 releases of Garmisch and Huckaba. We've maintained a steadfast commitment to enhancing your integration experience, facilitating smoother data exchange, and regularly introducing new features and capabilities in each release. Our journey began with the launch of the integration gateway in Allegion in May 2022, and since then, we've made remarkable strides in refining integration processes. In Garmisch, we introduced new API endpoints across the claims lifecycle. This included additional support for matters, documents, claims reopen, and exposure reopen. Furthermore, in Huckabee, we introduced standardized API endpoints for property claims. This development enables faster and secure integration of scheduled items and damage data for property claims for both internal and external sources. So these improvements help you really reduce development time and resource investments needed to integrate data in ClaimCenter. Furthermore, they really empower your claims organization to increase efficiency and accuracy, as well as enhance servicing. And the other part of this is that it really allows you to build a culture of innovation as you build and expand your ecosystem with new partners and integrations. We've been working to empower more intelligent and informed decisions within ClaimCenter to help you increase efficiency and streamline processes. This is something you probably saw during the last year's session, but this is around weather discrepancy alerts. So what we're doing with analytics within ClaimCenter is to really power informed decisions within ClaimCenter. So in Allegion, we introduced weather discrepancy alerts, which enabled you to automatically identify and flag suspicious claims with weather inconsistencies. So at first notice of loss due to property loss of severe weather, ClaimCenter will automatically query Canvas to validate and confirm weather-related losses such as hail, wind, storm, and other weather information, and it actually proactively alerts adjusters directly in ClaimCenter of potential inconsistencies. So what we're doing, or what we've done in Garmisch, we've enhanced this capability by adding support for Australia and New Zealand historical data. This capability is really designed to empower insurers to proactively notify policyholders and follow a triage strategy for managing catastrophes more seamlessly. It also allows adjusters to expedite claims involving validated weather-related damages while identifying potential fraudulent claims for in-depth investigation. Additional peril data for lightning, tornado, wildfire, and flood events will be coming soon as well. So you probably heard on the main stage our commitment to global content. This is an example of one of those. So for our Japanese customers, we're introducing new content packs. So this is aimed to streamline the onboarding process for ClaimCenter. So there we have two new content packs. First one is Personalized for Business for ClaimCenter and Anti-Fraud Messaging, which offer a wealth of advantages. Personalized for Business for ClaimCenter equip our Japanese customers with essential tools such as loss estimating calculator, fault assessment calculator, and police reporting functionalities. These tools empower our Japanese customers to efficiently manage a wide array of claim types, enhance loss estimating, and save valuable time. Furthermore, anti-fraud messaging automates the retrieval of reports from General Insurance Association of Japan, reducing fraud and simplifying compliance processes. Both of these content packs are available for immediate implementation, so we encourage you to contact your technical account manager to have these installed in your implementation. So at Guidewire, we're dedicated to investing in global content for a diverse region, now more than ever. This Japanese content that we're showcasing today is just one example of our ongoing effort. We have many more initiatives underway. So we'll continue to deliver an ever-expanding range of global content and new future releases as well. So this is going to be my last slide, but we're really thrilled to showcase this one for obvious reasons. We have the largest partner ecosystem in the P&C industry, so this is just a snapshot of all the exciting innovations that have happened in the Guidewire marketplace. So it highlights, again, just a handful. We have a lot more coming. You see it's coming soon on the bottom there. So we have over 200 apps. I think it's right, 220 to be exact, based on the main stage, on the marketplace, of which 110 are specifically for ClaimCenter. So we're continuing to expand our ecosystem by bringing new and innovative solution partners. So we encourage you to visit the Partner Pavilion to meet some of these solution partners in person and explore how they can contribute to your implementation of ClaimCenter. You and your teams can also visit the Guidewire Marketplace anytime to discover these innovative solution partners, learn more about their capabilities, and stay informed about what's coming ahead. Now, I'm going to hand it over back to Connie to cover some of the new features that will be coming in our forthcoming Inbrook release. Connie, over to you.
Thanks, Harmon. Okay, so I'm really excited to share with you what's coming up in the Inbrook release. So before I jump into the content, I really want to acknowledge our early access customers for helping us achieve this huge milestone, and for all these teams across Guidewire who helped us get there. This is a huge release for us, but there's so much more to come. I'm excited to tell you all about it and get to your questions at the end of the session. So I'm going to start with some areas of note, and then I'm going to move on to two demos, actually. The first one is about the scenario that's all supported by all the newest features and technologies available in the Inbrook release. So Autopilot is Guidewire's powerful solution for automating critical insurance business processes. And at its core, it lies Autopilot Workflow Service. It's a robust platform that drives the automation revolution. With the Autopilot Workflow Service, you'll have the ability to effortlessly design, build, and manage claims automation with an intuitive low-code workflow designer. So this empowers you to create tailored experiences with ease. What sets the Autopilot Workflow Service apart is its seamless integration within the Guidewire Cloud Platform. It's the only BPMN automation solution that natively is available with ClaimCenter. So this native integration ensures a streamlined and cohesive experience while enhancing efficiency and effectiveness. So this service opens the door really wide to a wide variety of automated processes, whether it's simplifying routine tasks, achieving straight-through processing, or orchestrating really complex end-to-end workflows involving Autopilot, customers, adjusters, and third parties. The possibilities are endless. And now when it comes to impacting the top 3 claim key performance indicators, which are improving customer service, increasing efficiency, and lowering costs, Autopilot stands out. Its potential for transforming is boundless. It offers you a substantial opportunity to elevate your operations and redefine your outcomes. So we want to acknowledge an EA customer, Trig. Yay! You saw them in the keynote this morning. We worked really closely with them proving out these capabilities. And so we're super excited for Autopilot Workflow Service to go GA, because that means we can work with more and more customers and more partners to bring this innovative technology to your organization. We're also creating experiences that are digital first and customer focused, starting with intake. You'll be able to leverage our pre-built personal auto FNOL template. It jumpstarts your digital transformation. So this intake flow feeds into our Jutro digital platform, where you can customize intake experiences for your customers. The Jutro digital platform is a suite of tools and services for designing and managing P&C specific web apps. Furthermore, your developers can fully customize your digital experience with your unique brand. They have full access to code, including pre-built question sets and question metadata, all generated from your ClaimCenter data model. You can create a Jutro app once. You can embed it in various front ends with styling to match the unique UI of your application. So I want to personally thank and acknowledge another EA customer, Hollard, for being part of this development. Thank you for collaborating with us and giving us invaluable feedback. So Hollard and a few other EA customers took this personal auto FNOL template and not only customized it for their personal auto FNOL, they also extended it to create an FNOL flow for homeowners. Many of you have said that you want to deliver a stellar claimant experience to drive high customer satisfaction. So we've added more features into the personal auto FNOL template to help you achieve that goal. The template supports omni-channel self-service. This means that your claimants can save and continue a claim from another web or mobile application. They can supply photos and documents in FNOL. They can indicate their preferred digital method of contact, and they'll be able to review the answers on a summary page before they submit their claim. So we're super excited for this personal auto FNOL template to be generally available in Inbrook. This is a product that I personally worked on, so feel free to reach out to me through your account manager if you have any feedback. I'm always happy to listen and work with you. Also from an experience standpoint, we're working to create more claims visibility into the process. So today's policyholders expect to see granular statuses at each step of that claim journey. More self-service means fewer phone calls. This means that you don't have to talk to claims policyholders, because they'll know where their claims stand at any given point without having to speak to a human. We're also empowering you and your customers to stay connected, so policyholders are better kept informed along the way. So for example, when they're integrated with third-party solutions, you can set up communications to notify the policyholder via their preferred method of contact whenever a status update takes place on the claim. So lastly, We know that claims visibility is imperative in helping you create that trusted relationship between you and your policyholder. We'll provide you the capabilities that allow you to deliver a more transparent claims process so that they can be kept aware throughout the claims journey. So claims visibility will be a focus for us, and it'll have continuous releases, and we plan out more digital experiences that you want and expect. Another addition to our offering is the Guidewire, is the Analytics Manager. It's a new microservice accessible from Guidewire Cloud Home. So this service empowers you to seamlessly incorporate real-time data and analytical insights into your core systems without the need for coding. Analytics Manager will transform any system of record into a system of insight, where real-time predictive insights are seamlessly integrated within that core business processes. So it's guided by those model results. So this approach gives you the flexibility while harnessing the benefits of AI/ML. Analytics Manager will be available for ClaimCenter and Inbrook, and also in addition to Predict, Analytics Manager is also bundled with subscriptions for Hazard Hub, Science, and Cooperative Scores. Analytics Manager serves as a central hub for business analysts to create, deploy, and oversee embedded analytics solutions. So it streamlines your collaboration between business, data science, and IT teams, and it facilitates smarter decision-making with a system of insight. So as mentioned earlier, we are focused on 4 primary areas of investment for ClaimCenter. That's experiences, automation, intelligence, and ecosystem. And our product roadmap includes new capabilities within all 4 of these areas, all of which leverage numerous aspects of the Guidewire Cloud Home. So for experiences, we'll continue to invest in helping you deliver effortless digital experiences for policyholders. We have additional claims intake and claims visibility experiences coming, and it's all leveraging the Jutro digital platform to simplify that design process. For automation, we're going to continue to deliver additional enhancements within the Autopilot Workflow Service. That includes claims toolkits, workflow templates to drive intelligent claims automation. And in intelligence, intelligent claim automation will be augmented by more embedded analytics with each release. Our product roadmap includes orchestration of AI-driven claims workflows, and we're working with the Predict team to embed Predict apps and models directly within the Claims Autopilot Workflow Service. The partner ecosystem plays a critical role in every insurer's digital transformation, so we'll continue to invest heavily to onboard solution partners to deliver cloud-native accelerators within the Guidewire marketplace. So these accelerators leverage integration gateway, app events, claim APIs, and cloud data platform, just for starters. We're also going to leverage new platform capabilities in Inbrook, including Analytics Manager and Integration Data Manager, to further enable orchestration of data and services across the ecosystem. So this is just a glimpse of what we're planning for the future in ClaimCenter, and we're excited about what we have planned because all of these features will help you and our partners lower that total cost of ownership, increase business agility, and speed up time to market. So every year at Connections, we conduct this session and we share our progress with various ClaimCenter features that we've already delivered, and we also offer you a sneak peek into what we're working on in the future. So today, we're going to cover both in this session. And this year's demo, we are going to fully focus on showing you a scenario that's supported by our newest features and technologies, all available in Inbrook. So our demo scenario, it involves a policyholder submitting a first notice of loss for a homeowner's claim. We'll get to see the Autopilot Workflow Service in action as it automatically processes that claim and it issues payment. And we're also going to see an integration with our Canvas app to check for a potential weather discrepancy. It's a lot to show you, so let's get started. So Jess Smith is a valued customer of Future State, and she recently sustained damage to her roof due to a storm. However, she's really confident that she'll be taken care of by her insurer, and she immediately turns to her Future State mobile app to file her claim. Future State's user-friendly first notice of loss experience is powered by the Jutro digital platform. It provides a custom-tailored experience to Jess. It seamlessly retrieves her policy information, and it'll pre-fill her details, such as her property location, which simplifies the entire intake process. Jess fills in the specifics of her claim. She chooses her loss cause, and she describes her roof damage, and she submits her claim. Now this is when the real magic happens. It's behind the scenes. Once her claim enters claim interpretation and assignment rules, identify the claim as an excellent candidate for claims automation, and hands it to Autopilot. The Autopilot Workflow Service allows future state to manage the entire automated claims process assigned to Autopilot. So here's an example of the whole automated flow that Jess's claim will go through. It's made up of 3 primary workflows. We're going to dive into the first one, which addresses a major industry concern around the ability to detect suspicious activities. So we understand that there is concern with increased leakage with automation, so we've taken steps to integrate embedded analytics into automated workflows. For Jess's claim, the automated workflow can detect potential weather discrepancy on storm-related property claims. So if any irregularity is detected, an activity instantly is generated to alert an adjuster. So in our demo, a weather discrepancy is identified, and it will prompt an activity for adjuster Andrea Henry. So Andrea gets to work by logging into ClaimCenter, and here she'll discover a high priority activity in her work plan, beckoning her to review Jess's homeowner claim. She opens the activity to learn more, and she sees that the hailstorm's cause didn't align with the weather conditions reported at the loss location and date. So Andrea needs to dig deeper. So what she does is she taps into embedded analytics data and she launches Canvas. This is where she's presented with a detailed view. She sees a box outlining the area affected by hail on May 9th. So the loss date matches Jess's report, but the claim was flagged due to a slight discrepancy. But she has all of the details at her fingertips. So Andrea concludes that Jess's claim is valid because her house just missed the severe hailstorm, but it was still affected by the wind that caused her roof damage. So back in ClaimCenter, Andrea marks the activity as complete, which allows Autopilot to continue, and from here, we're going to resume a touchless experience. The next stage involves Jess's roof inspection, but we can see that there is no vendor on file. So this is when the second automated workflow takes over. Since there's no vendor on file, an automated process will initiate contact with Jess to choose a repair vendor. So Future State sends Jess a text notifying her of the need for additional information. She can open the Future State portal on her phone, but decides to use her computer instead. So this leverages Future State's omnichannel digital experience powered by Jutro. Once she logs in, she just needs to answer a few questions to pick a vendor. She can choose her own, or she can select from a list of Future State's preferred vendors in the area. So Jess is happy to select a preferred vendor, Best Roofing, and she receives a confirmation that the vendor will contact her to schedule an inspection. Behind the scenes, Autopilot receives Jess's vendor choice and creates a service request for Best Roofing, and then we can see that the service request initially has a status of waiting for quote. The following day, Jess is eager for an update, so she visits a Future State portal where she gains complete visibility into her claim. On her claims detail page, she can see that the service status is now requested. So it indicates that Best Roofing will be in touch. She's thrilled with this level of detail and information, knowing that the vendor will soon reach out to schedule an inspection. So in due time, Best Roofing accepts the assignment, contacts Jess, and successfully schedules that inspection. A few days later, they verify the damage and provide Future State with an estimate and photos of the damage through their vendor portal. The quote is automatically approved. So Jess fulfills her end of the bargain by paying her $500 deductible to Best Roofing, and they commence the necessary repairs. So once the repair is complete, Best Roofing sends an invoice to Future State for the services rendered. This is where we will see the third and final automated workflow that comes into play. So it compares the invoice amount to the estimated amount, detecting that if it falls within an allowable limit and carries a low fraud risk because Best Roofing is a preferred vendor. A payment is issued automatically to Best Roofing. In ClaimCenter, we can see that the total invoice was $47.2855. It was paid, but minus the homeowner's deductible. So a check was actually generated for $42.2855, and Autopilot closes the exposure and the claim. So these are just some of the innovative features and enhancements that we're excited to introduce in the upcoming Inbrook release. So what we just showed you is an example of how Autopilot can expedite and assist through a property claims workflow, while also raising red flags for an adjuster whenever they need to intervene. So Autopilot provides an opportunity for you to explore more and more claims automation use cases across all lines of business to implement intelligent claims automation whenever desired. So now let's explore an interesting use case for workers' compensation line of business, and we'll also talk about how partner integrations come into play. Now that workflow service is going to be generally available in Inbrook, we have the opportunity to leverage this innovative technology as we develop integrations with our solution partners, and any solution partner that's part of your partner ecosystem. So our platform is open and with a broad range of well-defined APIs and standard integration framework, so your partner ecosystem will thrive on the Guidewire Cloud platform. Next step for Autopilot is to implement strategic partners integrations into our automated workflows so that we can further enable intelligent claims automation. And to better demonstrate this, we'd like to introduce one of our built by Guidewire partners, Evolution IQ, or EIQ for short. So are they in the room? They're in the room? Yes. Okay. Evolution IQ's platform will applies AI to track, analyze, and prioritize claims at scale for P&C insurers. So using sophisticated machine learning techniques, their solution can understand unstructured data, medical codes, psychosocial factors, and more. As with most of our Guidewire solution partners, Evolution IQ will be deploying multiple integrations in the Guidewire marketplace, but for today's demo, we're going to focus on a feature called Fastlane that brings AI-powered automation to Autopilot for a workers' compensation claim. Okay, so displayed here is a workflow that calls out to Evolution IQ's smart AI solution shortly after a claim has been created. A workflow will trigger ClaimCenter to call out to Evolution IQ, where their AI scoring will then generate a recommendation and scoring confidence for Autopilot that gets captured in ClaimCenter based on the attributes of a claim. For this workflow, we're going to see that Autopilot will determine one of three paths once EIQ has assessed the claim. It'll decide if a claim will proceed with automation along the medical-only Fastlane path, where it will then move along to set up medical services that are needed, or if an activity needs to be created for an adjuster to manually review and decide if the claim should go back to automation or stay in manual. Or finally, if the claim needs to get kicked out of automation entirely and assigned to an adjuster, such as if lost time is suspected. So EIQ will continually reassess the claim anytime a new medical document or major change on the claim takes place. This ensures that Autopilot will always know when to proceed with automation or kick the claim to manual when human intervention is required. So let's take a look at what this looks like in ClaimCenter, as Autopilot Workflow Service works in conjunction with EIQ to orchestrate and guide a claim forward. In ClaimCenter, we have a new claim that's been created for Wright Construction. The injured worker is Jennifer Albee, and Autopilot is listed as the adjuster on the claim. We'll go into the loss details screen, and we can see all the information that's already been sent back by EIQ based on their initial scoring of the claim. So we can see that it's been decided as medical-only Fastlane. It has a high confidence level, and it also contains details to support why it came up with the classification of medical-only Fastlane. All right, so let's fast forward a couple of days after a new medical report with a new ICD code comes in. We'll go back to that loss details screen, and we can see that EIQ's AI engine has already rescored the claim. And this time, it is in the medical-only adjuster instead of Fastlane. We'll also go to the overview screen, and then we can see that there's one new activity assigned to an adjuster. All right, so we'll take a look at it from her point of view. She'll log in with her credentials, and from there, we'll land on her desktop, and she can view all her assigned activities. This is the one that we just saw for Wright Construction. She'll click on that one, and once she's in the claim, she'll be able to see the details of the activity in the subject line and description. So instead of this claim blindly staying in the automated path and potentially missing an important development, EIQ's AI helps to enable that adjuster to identify when to step in or confirm when it should continue or not. So from here, she's going to go check out that medical report that's attached to the claim. And then assuming that there's no issues with that report, she'll complete the activity so that Autopilot can proceed with automation. Okay, now we will go back to the loss details screen again from the point of view of Claims Autopilot. We can see that EIQ has already dynamically rescored the claim once more so that it's again medical-only Fastlane, since Eileen already completed the activity and told Autopilot to proceed with automation. So with Claims Autopilot leveraging EIQ's AI solution, you'll have the confidence to know that your automation workflows have the intelligence and consistency in decision-making required to process claims more accurately. So if you want to learn more about this solution, you can check out Guidewire Marketplace to access and download the Built by Guidewire integration that will soon be available with Evolution IQ. And as I mentioned, they're in the room, so you can feel free to talk to them after our session. And now at this point, we will open up the floor for Q&A. We have our entire extended claims team available in the room to answer questions. And I believe somebody who has microphones. Okay, great, we have microphones, so we'll make that available.
Please feel free to raise your hands, and I will come around and find you folks. Right. Closest one.
How would the mobile app handle it if the customer has many vehicles or buildings?
Okay, so what we do first is there's a content page that you can configure. So what we did was we looked at the claim type, and then we asked the policyholder to supply a loss date. And so from there, what we do is we will narrow down the range of policies that are available that were active at that loss date for that claim type. So we took a very customer-focused approach for our FNOL. You'll notice that you don't ask them to pick a policy because we want to infer that information from what they tell us. So once you have an active date of loss, and we know that it's for personal auto, for example, we'll display all of the policies on all of the vehicles that are active at that time. And from there, they can go ahead and pick that one.
We'd probably have a slightly different workflow if this were a commercial. Yeah. Right. If it were a commercial, it would look more like what we have in ClaimCenter today, where we separate out like for example, in ClaimCenter, we don't want to bring all those vehicles over. So we haven't really nailed it down. It's a little different because we'd have to display it. Oh, absolutely. This was our first pass. And I know everyone's like, well, personal auto again. But, it's an easy thing to start with.
Yeah.
Start there.
Next question.
I see one about far away.
Yeah, very far away.
So for things like the automation or for the digital layers, how should I think about getting started with that, especially when a template may not, so you joke personal auto, if we're not doing personal auto and we want to get started using it, how should we think about getting started, especially if a template may exist at some point in the future?
So I'll answer it for personal auto. We started with that, and don't look at the questions as these are the questions that are going to be in your FNOL. So what we did rather was we looked at the question types. We wanted to look at the data that you want to capture for that field. And we feel like there's enough representation for the different question components that you can adapt them for whatever question you have. So this is more about what data are you trying to capture for this field? Is a list view appropriate? Is a drop-down appropriate? Is a single selector appropriate? You'll have those all at your fingertips, and you can take those and match them up however you want with whatever's in your data model.
Thanks, Connie. Hey, everyone. My name is Vincent Lee. I'm the product manager for Autopilot, for Claims Autopilot. And so your question was around how should you get started with automation if we have workflow templates coming out in the future. So what you can think about is automation's a journey. So there's a lot that you can do, and you can start small. So in general, our recommendation is to identify the simplest use cases and start there. So it's going to take you a while. What you'll find is that as an organization, it takes time to change your mindset to be automation first, right? There's a lot of things that you guys do right now. So our recommendation is that the sooner you get started with that, the better. And what you'll find is that as you start thinking about it, it's going to take you time to even figure out what your use cases should be that you want to automate, right? So those use cases are generally low complexity, low value use cases that you want to start with. But by the time that you guys have done that, workflow is going to be a lot more advanced by then. We may have those workflow templates that you can start with, but even if you don't, I would still recommend that you can build out those simple use cases even without those templates. So hopefully that helps to answer your question.
So just to add quickly to round out. So first of all, hopefully you understand that the intake and the automation play well together, but they are separable. So you could choose one journey, both journeys, either journey. But also, I think to get at what I think some of the question there was about if we go now and then the templates show up later, is that going to be a problem? And I think the answer to that is an absolute no, because the templates are samples. They are starter kits. So if you've already done it, you may look at what we do later and say, oh, that's a great idea. I want to implement a piece of that, but it will have no impact on what you've done so far in terms of no upgrade issues, if that was what that question was.
This morning, you talked about 750 new features and 1,400 enhancements. Can you give us a sense of what portion of those new features and enhancements are specific to ClaimCenter?
That was across, what, a year? Or is it 3 years? I can't remember. A year? Okay. That's across one entire year of all of Guidewire.
Not just ClaimCenter, right?
Not just ClaimCenter, but we have to, he's asking like what percentage would be for claims.
So I think it's important to think of those features in terms of what it took to get us to the cloud. And a lot of those are platform features. Who was it that asked the question? So I can take a look at you. Okay. And a lot of those were platform features, right? Platform level features. And they were basically to get us through this journey to the cloud. Now that we are there, what you can see is in the Inbrook release, at least for the ones we talked today, for the features we talked about today, are generally available with Inbrook. So what you're going to start to see is the speed of development of the features that we can bring out in the apps is going to go really quick. And we're doing 3 releases a year. So if I were to quantify, to answer your question, a majority of them were platform level. I'll just be honest. We were sort of, what is this expression? Building the plane as we were flying it. Yes, that's true. But we're at a point now where we can accelerate a lot of the innovation in the apps because that platform is pretty stable. So what we want is our customers to migrate to the cloud so you can take advantage of this technology and of a robust partner ecosystem. And then work with us. We're very plugged into what's going on in the industry, but we'd love to get your take on it as well. And then we can accelerate the development of some of those features.
We have time for one more question.
Right here.
Hi. In the area of efficiencies, I know you hit on a range of things, and specifically with maybe focus to commercial, just trying to understand if you have anything new in terms of photo capture, document capture, anything in that space that has made things more efficient. Because you touched on that workers' comp demo. Some of those areas we have hundreds and hundreds of claims supporting documents. So just curious if any work has been done in that area from an efficiency perspective.
For commercial, specifically for commercial.
Well, the question specifically seemed to be about documentation. I don't think we have anything, I would say, specific to that. That is more, I think we're mostly partnering in that realm. I mean, we're adding some support for...
Oh, Danielle.
I'm going to hand this off to the integration professional.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, this is actually a use case that we've been tracking, and we hear more and more about this from customers every day, especially with regards to wanting to drive claims automation and wanting to be able to tap into unstructured documents and images and so forth. So we have several partners that we already have in Marketplace that bring these capabilities. Be happy to talk with you after the session and give you some specific examples of where we've already partnered with some partners. Even the example today with Evolution IQ is an example. They leverage structured documents to extract data and drive automated workflows. And so we have a few partners that we've worked with that do very specific use cases. We've talked with some partners in this domain that focus on underwriting versus claims use cases. And we also have platform level partners that do things more generically and can be leveraged. So we'd love to share that insight with you. And it's on our radar for something that we're thinking of doing in the future and working with these partners to build out more turnkey integrations that allow you to be able to tap into those unstructured documents to gather that data.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds. Maybe just one more question, that's it. This is me, Mike Runner.
Yeah, so the FNOL intake app is interesting. I noticed in that situation we're primarily dealing with a authenticated user who's reporting a claim, which makes sense because it's personal lines. Any limitations you could see to supporting both authenticated and unauthenticated?
Glad you asked that question. That's actually something on our roadmap for Jasper. So what I'm trying to prioritize is third-party claimant. So this is somebody who is filing a claim against one of your policyholders. Obviously, nothing is pre-filled in that case. They're just filling in forms. And then also agents filing on behalf of their policyholders. So they'll be able to see everybody. They can, find their policies and then be able to file for them on their behalf. And then with that comes a level of details in terms of who can see what, under what circumstances, whether authenticated or not. So we will be working with Jason's team on authentication and permission-based visibility.
Technically, we work on authorization.
Authorization, yeah.
Right, so it's slightly different. Great question. It's been a big challenge for us because ClaimCenter has a long-standing access control strategy, but it's designed for the users. And suddenly it's like, well, what about our insureds? And we thought, yeah, that's a challenge because one of the biggest challenges we have in claims, which is different than they'll have in policy, is just because you're the insured doesn't mean you get access to all the data on the claim because you have PII issues with the third parties. And we're balancing out the fact that we need to make sure we are cautious enough that we do not expose any of you to financial challenges like the GDPR out in Europe, right? You really are on the hook if you make a mistake. Those kind of laws are also showing up across the globe. So we need to be careful about that while also making the user experience reasonable. So we focused initially on the insured, and actually we have at the producer. We're in good shape for the producer already. Third party will be coming, but the truly unauthenticated unknown user, we have not gotten into that one yet. That's going to be a bigger challenge. So honestly, as we reach out, as Connie reaches out, we want to hear from you about how you think that should work, because we need to crowdsource some of that information about how you think it'll be best served.
All right.
Cool. That gets us to the end of our session here. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you all.